Friday, October 9. Welcome to CGN News. Commonwealth finance ministers have called on the G20, Paris Club, World Bank and International Monetary Fund, the IMF, to extend financial support to vulnerable nations given the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic. In a joint statement, the 54 member countries also called for improved access to financing and debt sustainability. They urged the G20 to extend its debt service suspension initiative beyond 2020 and on the Paris Club to lead on innovative debt instruments. They appealed to multilateral development banks to be more flexible in their treatment of the impact of COVID-19 so that countries have easier access to financing. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has expressed concern about the spike in COVID-19 cases in Jamaica. PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne said transmission of COVID-19 in the Americas, including the Caribbean, remains active, with some countries suffering recurrent spikes in cases. She said while Brazil and the U.S. remain significant drivers of new cases in the region, PAHO is concerned about the spikes in cases in countries which had effectively managed outbreaks, including Jamaica and Cuba. Speaking Wednesday at a news briefing, Dr. Etienne said over the last 60 days, 11 countries and territories in the Caribbean moved from moderate to intense transmission, which is worrying as countries reopen airspace. Acting chair of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation's CBC Board of Management, Sharon Christie, has departed. The development follows weeks of disquiet among employees, supervisors, and even managers about unnecessary interference by the board. Sources at the state-owned broadcasters St Michael Studios informed Barbados Today of the developments and said the changes have been met with much delight and rejoicing. It is still unclear who will replace Christie, but sources have indicated that further changes to the board have not been ruled out. Minister of Information and Public Affairs Wilfred Abrams confirmed that there have been changes but refused to say whether they were linked to the ongoing unrest at the corporation. It is also unclear whether Christie, who is overseas on medical leave, resigned or was fired. Former UNC Minister Vasant Barath says leaders of all levels of Trinidad and Tobago society, including PNM ministers, MPs and company CEOs, should take voluntary pay cuts in the challenging economic times to show they're sharing the public's burden. The call came ahead of today's Budget 2021 debate, when the opposition leader will reply to the government's 21 fiscal measures. Mention of pay cuts is expected to be made there. Under the 98th Salaries Review Commission's report, a Prime Minister's salary is $59,680 monthly, plus allowances and other perks, including vehicle tax exemptions. An opposition leader's salary is $29,590, plus allowances and other perks, including car tax exemptions. Cuba has denied reports that the al-Qaeda-linked extremist group Al-Shabaab has released 2 Cuban doctors who were kidnapped in Kenya and held for a year and a half in neighboring Somalia. A senior Somalia intelligence official told the Associated Press that the doctors were released last weekend after months of negotiation with their captors. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak to the media. Several sources told the AP that Somali intelligence, acting at the request of the Cuban government, negotiated for the doctors' release after it obtained a video showing them a few months ago. But an official with Cuba's foreign ministry, Juan Antonio Palacios, denied the reported release of the doctors. A statement said that huge efforts continue to be made to ensure the liberation and safe return to the homeland. Jamaica's Ministry of Education will shortly launch its One Laptop or Tablet per Child initiative. The program, a partnership with the private sector organization of Jamaica, aims to equip students with the tools to access online education. Minister of Education Favour Williams was speaking during the sitting of the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Williams said that the Sandals Group, Manpower Maintenance Services, Premix, Digicel and New Fortress Energy are on board with the initiative. Sections of the British Virgin Islands were rocked by an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.1 Wednesday afternoon. According to the Puerto Rico Seismic Network, the earthquake was felt around 2:30 p.m. local time. The epicenter of the tremor was 51.64 kilometers south-southeast of the island of Virgin Gorda and 59.76 kilometers southeast of Road Town, Tortola. The CMC says there were no reports of damage or injuries. Hyatt Hotels Corporation says an affiliate has entered into a management agreement with the Indian-based TTS Resorts Limited for the first Hyatt-branded hotel in St Lucia. It said that the 345-room luxury Grand Hyatt Hotel is expected to open in 2023 and signifies Hyatt's continued brand growth into the Caribbean's leading travel destinations. The Grand Hyatt St Lucia will be situated on more than 23,000 square feet of dynamic, state-of-the-art gathering spaces designed to handle events of any size and kind. Camilo Bolaños, Vice President of Development and Real Estate, said the resort is expected to provide innovative restaurants, luxury spa and well-being facilities and sophisticated meeting spaces. TTS Resorts Limited Chief Executive Officer Lachazar Todorov said that it was an honor to share their vision with Hyatt on this project. Overseas now, the Donald Trump administration tightened the noose further around Iran's beleaguered economy by announcing a fresh round of sanctions that will shut the country out of the global financial system. Al Jazeera reports that on Thursday, the U.S. Department of the Treasury announced it was blacklisting 18 major Iranian banks. But U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said humanitarian transactions would not be impacted. However, critics say that U.S. sanctions obstruct the flow of vital food, medicines, and other humanitarian aid to Iran. After the announcement, Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Zarif pushed back on Mnuchin's claims. He accused the U.S. of cruelty and tweeted that conspiring to starve a population is a crime against humanity. The 2020 Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to the United Nations World Food Programme, the WFP, for its efforts to combat hunger. The Norwegian Nobel Committee said the WFP had acted as a driving force in efforts to prevent the use of hunger as a weapon of war and conflict. The prize is worth $1.1 million. The WFP, the 101st winner of the prize, said it was deeply humbled. This in recognition of the work of WFP staff who put their lives on the line every day to bring food and assistance to more than 100 million hungry children, women and men across the world, it said on Twitter. The Nobel Peace Prize last year went to Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, whose peace deal with Eritrea ended a 20-year military stalemate following their 1998 to 2000 border war. England's Rugby Football Union, the RFU, has decided not to ban fans from chanting "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" during matches, but will proactively educate on its history. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot is one of the most recognized African-American spirituals rooted in the horrors of U.S. slavery and the oppression of race. In the aftermath of George Floyd's death, the RFU said in June it was reviewing the song's use at games, saying many fans might not be aware of its historical context. CNN reports that in a statement released on Thursday, the Rugby Union said it intends to educate fans on the history and provenance of the song, as well as providing platforms for diverse voices across the game. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.